Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting it raw.
And it's just an incredible organization to be with. So Redress, in short, focuses on the environmental impact of fashion and textile industries, which is enormous. A lot of us don't really realize the enormity of fashion's impact because it's not something that's talked about a lot. And so what I really like about Redress, and we get into the picture and more sort of the details of that in a second, what I really like about Redress is, for me personally, in a career sense, is that with the Hong Kong cleanup, when I started working with that, volunteering there in 2003 and then working full time with it, it was such a long time ago. At that time, sort of single-use plastics and marine debris and that kind of topic were really not mainstream enough here in Hong Kong for everybody to know that, like, getting a shopping bag, like the 50-cent rule hadn't even come in until 2009. Mm-hmm. And so I felt like, it was really exciting being on the crest of something, being part of pushing something forward, being part of making something mainstream that hadn't been mainstream yet. And that messaging, everyone really is clear, like single-use straws, single-use plastic bags, single-use plastic bottles, single-use coffee cups, that those are bad, and we need to find ways to get to, solutions for those problems. But fashion, now I feel like the fashion world's impact on the environment, that's, in terms of public understanding, is where single-use plastics was maybe 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. So again, I get to be on the crest of this, like, spread of information, this wealth of knowledge that people are about to, download globally, and especially in Hong Kong. And again, be part of the change of something less well-known becoming a mainstream concern and really being something people can act on.
Right.
Yeah. If that makes sense.
No, it's great. So let me just
picture, yeah.
So no, it's great. No, so the image is okay. So 1/3 of the image at the top is just a kind of it's a commercial building. It's got the the false ceiling with the fluorescent lighting, and the bottom 2/3 of the image are like tables and what looks like industrial bags covered with tons of, well, not tons, but covered with a lot of
tons, yeah,
okay, sure. of fabric, of clothing, of rejected, I mean, could be used, could be rejected, could be unsold, just lots and lots of shirts, pants, various kind of textiles. The space is large, which for Hong Kong is unusual. So when you made that image, or what describe that day and describe what this image actually signifies.
So I took the picture. It's one of many pictures I took during what we call our Sortathon last year. Okay. And the Sortathon is the culmination of an event that we hold annually. It's a fairly young event, so not a lot of people. It's starting to become well known. Every year we do what's called Get Redressed Month in the fall. So we do a lot of different programs and activities. This is one of them. And Get Redressed Month is about, it's October. It's about public awareness. It's about engaging the local community and local businesses and schools and families. We run a clothing drive. We do education activities. The clothing drive is really useful because, as an organization, the clothes that we receive, that people donate, I think we have a unique position in that, unlike other organizations that take used goods, we are committed to making sure every single stitch of clothing remains in circulation if it can. So what we do is we receive the clothes, we sort through every single garment, we inspect and sort through with the help of volunteers, and then we send it to where we think it's going to have the most chance of actually being used and appreciated. So we work with a host of different charities like Impact HK and Mother's Choice and Crossroads and Pathfinders, et cetera, et cetera. And we say to them, okay, what do you need in clothing right now? And, let's say Refugee Union says, well, we need 6 bags of warm men's clothes. Or Mother's Choice says, well, we need 5 boxes of age 3 to 5-year-old clothing. We'll send them exactly what they need. And that is a really crucial role, I feel, because people tend to dump their used goods on charities without really knowing that charities don't have the capacity to sort through your crap and find what they need. So this really helps people be able to dispose of stuff without worry, knowing that their stuff will go somewhere good, and helps the charities not have to deal with people's waste. And so we do this through, last year we initiated a new event called the Sortathon. It was essentially a 24-hour sortathon, like a marathon of sorting through charity donated clothing and deciding where it's going to go. So the clothing you see in the picture, you said it looks like tons of clothes. It's tons of donated or rejected, as you say, is another word you can use, clothing from people who've dropped them off at collection points during the clothing drive in October. And that clothing drive accumulated about 15 tons of clothing. And so it was substantial. Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, that's nothing for Hong Kong. I think we dump like almost 400 tons of textile waste into our landfills every day.
Every day.
300 and some odd tons every day. So 15 tons may seem like a lot, but we collected that over a month. And honestly, it's a drop in the bucket of the daily amount of textile waste in Hong Kong. So, and I think about half of that's supposed to be clothing. So about 190 tons of clothing a day goes into Hong Kong's landfills. So we collected 15 tons. We put it in one big, as you say, industrial-looking room. As the space was donated to us by Swire. It's very hard to find a space that big in Hong Kong. So they were kind enough to give us like a whole floor of an office building to do this activity. We dumped all the clothes that we had been donated, and it was a massive pile, like of the biggest pile of clothes or anything I've ever seen in my life. And it was only 15 tons, like not even, like I say, like a tip of the iceberg, right?
Oh, dude.
But the fact of the matter was, similar to when we used to do beach cleanups. We had these volunteers coming in shifts from our different corporate teams, and they would come off the elevator, turn around the corner, see this pile of clothing, and go, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
that's a lot of, And then we tell them that's not even like remotely close to what's thrown away in Hong Kong every day. It's really impactful. And so I took that picture because I was like, "This is, this works. Like this, it's physically showing." And then people come in and they're sorting the clothes, and they're handling them, and they're seeing how much stuff really perfectly good stuff gets thrown away every day. And how much work it is for charities to sort through this stuff, and how much good stuff there is that can still be either sold secondhand or donated to someone to use. The worst case scenario, recycled or downcycled into other materials like rags or fuel pellets. I think it's a really amazing activity, and I'm really proud of us having done that. This year we can't do it, obviously, because of group restrictions, but we'll find other ways to carry the message forward this year.